Here with Stamper's Niche, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Alberta, Canada. And you can find my website right here. So I have a question for you. Who loves popcorn? I do. It's actually my snack of choice. And so when I saw this bundle, it's called Poppin By, in the online exclusives a little bit ago, I knew I had to have it. So we have the stamp set with some great sentiments, some fun popcorn, and the popcorn box, and then we have the dies. So these dies here, you can actually cut out the outline here. So let me just bring this in here. So you can use the outline as is, or you can add the detail by going like that. So there's that. There's the cute little film strip. This, of course, cuts out this. Then we've got glasses and shoes. So these glasses can go on any of these faces or any other faces you might have in your stash. You might have some critters or things that those could go on. So let's look at my Get Acquainted sheet. So here's here are these here. Here's the little film strip, and it also cuts out this little neat shape from in here. I'm sure that could be used for something. So you can see when you leave the center part in, you get this lovely detail, or you can use the outline and just cut out the faces like that. And then the great words there. So let's have a look-see at our project today. So because I love popcorn, I wanted to figure out a way of gifting people a package of popcorn. So I thought of a few things, and of course, the one color I wanted to use was red. And so in my stash of goodies, I have some Poppy Parade two-toned cardstock. So here is what I used. And how did I decide how much I needed to make a belly band around this? I brought in a measuring tape and just measured anything bendy, or you could take a piece of string and then measure it on a ruler. But it's, if I want a little bit of overlap, it's about 9 inches will be good for that. So I cut one 9-inch strip that is 2 inches by 9 inches. And then I also have from the same paper, but it's the two-toned. So this is the back side of it, the lighter side. This is 1 by 9 inch, and eventually it's going to go on top like that. But we're going to do something with it. So those are the two measurements. So let's make this belly band first. I always like to soften my fibers, either by running it over the edge of my desk or through a bone folder, just so it bends a little bit easier. So we've got it like that. And I'm going to use a strong adhesive. I'm going to use Tear and Tape. You could use Seal Plus, but something that's going to be strong. So I'm going to put some Tear and Tape on this side. And to be extra sure, I'm putting some Tear and Tape on this side. So I'll explain in a minute how that's going to work. So when I wrap it around, I'm going to put the join on the front of the package. And so this is going to overlap like this so that I catch all of the edges. This is going to catch onto here, and this is going to catch onto here, and it'll be nice and secure. So let's peel the backing off of that Tear and Tape. And if a piece is hanging over the edge, just roll it back on itself. So we've got that off and this off. And so this is going to go down here. I'm going to be putting something over the join, so that's why I'm putting the join on this side here, meeting up the edges, and there, just like that, we have a belly band that will slide off. Now this is going to go on top just to add a bit of contrast, but we want to add some interest to this. So I thought, why not bring in the mini corrugated embossing folder? I know it's not long enough, but I'm going to show you a workaround here. So we'll bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we'll go right down to platform number 1. So we've got that, and then we're going to put this banner in, and we're going to put it in as far, well, pretty much as far as it'll go. So it's going to stick out. That's okay. We're going to put it in so that the fold is going in first, and then we'll use specialty plate number 4 on top. Make sure everything's lined up, nothing's hanging over the edge, and we'll run it through just like that. I'll bring it back around so you can see it. So now we have part of it embossed. All I'm going to do is turn around and put the other end in. And particularly with this embossing folder, you can feel where these ridges catch these ridges. So slide it down in a bit and you can just feel it catch. But they're going to overlap and it's not going to be a big deal anyway, because we're going to have stuff on top, but it's going to turn out perfectly. There we go. Move this out of the way. We'll need it again in a minute or two, but not right now. So now we have the whole piece embossed. So we're going to bring it in, and just like the other one, now this is the two-tone, so you're starting to see some white showing through, and that's okay. I quite like that. So it's going to wrap around with the light side up, so we have contrasts. And so just like we did on the other one, we're going to put some tear and tape on one side, flip it over, and then on the other end, put some tear and tape. Now, one thing you will find with the corrugated embossing folder, it shortens things up. So we might have to stretch it a little bit, or, you know, this is going to be hidden anyway, so we can glue it just right down if we need to. There we go. So this is going to go like this. And again, the join is going to the front. Oh, it's going to work out. Whoops. I did it upside down. Good thing I didn't stick it down. There we go. And just like that, we have a nice, interesting belly band in two tones just because of the paper. So we're going to put that to the side, and we're going to bring in one of our famous arch dies. And what this is going to do, I'm going to slide this over. This is going to rest on here. So we're going to do this. This is just like working on a card front. So which die is that? Let me bring it in. So if you're, whoops, these got all jumbled up here. Let's straighten them out. So if you're starting at the outside, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is number 5. So I'm just flipped it over so you can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is number 5. So that's the size I chose. You could choose whatever size you want, or you could use a different shape. Circles, rectangles, they all work equally well. I just thought this added a little bit of interest. So now what I want to do is bring in the words, no one's better than you. I love a little play on words. And we're going to bring in Poppy Parade ink. And we're going to stamp that right about here. Whoops, I caught an edge. How do you like that? And let me just see, do I have some, let's see if I have a spare. I keep spares in an envelope back here, so hopefully I have one, otherwise we'll have to cut. That's a little bit, that's not the right size. Well, we're gonna just have to cut one. Here we go, we will pull this out. And bring in some white. And I'll just go over to the side and cut one more. That's the joy of having lots of paper around, right? We can always fix it. I thought I had an extra one cut, but obviously I didn't. it's the first, I've made many of these. I made them for my downline and for some other people, and that's the first edge I've cut. So I must have been extra specially strong there. So we'll put that to the side, and I'm going to be a little more gentle. Straight down, straight up. Beautiful. Okay, now while this is out, while the Poppy Parade is out, I also want to stamp this here. And there we go, we've got that. And then I think that's all the Poppy Parade I need. I chose Poppy Parade because that was the only red two-tone paper I had. So now we're going to bring in the Daffodil Delight, and we're going to clean both of those images. So I'm bringing my Stampin' Scrub in, clean that one, and clean this one. And now we're going to bring this in, and this time we're going to stamp the upper portion of this. Like that. So we've got that like that. And we're going to stamp the words like that. And that's that stamping. So what we're going to do now is we are going to cut out these, and we're going to freehand cut this. But let's cut these out. I've actually got the yellow already cut out to save a little bit of time. But we will cut out the little box. Here we go. And bring back the dies. And we've got, we'll just line it up. It lines up pretty nicely. I just forgot to bring my tape in here. Where did it go? There it is. This is just Post-it note tape. You could use washi, anything that's just a tacky tape that's not going to be permanent, that you can peel off afterwards. There we go, like that. And I've die cut everything else out, so we'll be ready to go quickly and easily. So now we've got this. Then we always just peel gently, and then it works beautifully. Okay, so now we've got that. We'll move this out of the way. So what we're going to be doing now to make this is we're going to cut this off and then glue that on there, and we will have a perfect little box of popcorn. I could have taken my Stampin' Write markers and colored my stamp as well, but I chose to do this. I just found I got just a slightly better impression, and it's really easy to cut that off. Then I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to angle this down so that I don't have to worry about any overlap. So let's bring in my silicone mat, and we will put a bit of adhesive on here and fasten this on. There we go. And just like that, we have a popcorn bucket. Now we have little shoes, and so I pre-cut some of these things. So where are the little shoes? They're in here. So there are little shoes. There's one. Where did the other one go? There it is. Two. I tried doing them in the shiny foil as well as another option, but we're going to stick with the black right now. I'm going to put just a little dot of glue on each of the feet. I find that's easier for putting the shoes on than putting the glue on the shoes. Sometimes when things are little, it's easier to put the glue on the bigger surface. So there's like that, and like, oh, just so cute. So we've got it like that. There we go. Now the glasses. Now you can cut the glasses out just flat and put them on so there's no dimension. But if you wanted dimension, there are a couple of things you could do. You could bring in your adhesive sheets I've got bits and pieces in here, but this is the size they come, but I keep all the bits and pieces. And you could cut a little piece and put some black paper on and cut it out, and you would end up with a pair of glasses like this, but there's white here. And I thought, well, what if I wanted black there? So I stopped and looked around, and then I thought, well, my black dimensionals, there's this nice wide patch here. So what I did was where's my die? I'll just use these for now. I thought, okay, this will be about the length. This is a generous length here. So I'll cut that off. And put it on down. Whoops, I can put it sticky side up. And then I took some black paper and just put that on there. So it works just like the foam sheet or whatever. Then I put my die on here, and I ended up with glasses that, okay, where are they? That the foam is black on the side. Well, I had them here a minute ago. Where did they go? Well, we are going to do it then. We'll bring in the die, we'll bring in the machine, and cut our own. So this is a case of things going sideways today, but that's okay. So I know that the foam is on this side. In fact, I'm going to trim some of the excess off here so that I don't get fooled, and put the glasses where there's no foam. So I'm going to put the glasses right on the cardstock side, like that. The foam is underneath, just like that. Run it through. With my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, through once is usually good enough, but just to be sure, I'll bring it back like that. And now we have glasses with dimension, but it's foam, a black foam instead of white foam, and it just shows up a little bit better. So there we go. I'll put that there so I don't lose it. Poke out these things and peel off the backing. And now can you see how that it's raised up a little bit? It adds dimension. So I'll just fasten the glasses on this little yummy bag of popcorn like that. And I decided I didn't want red eyes, so I brought in my marker, my basic black marker, and I'm just going to color in the eyes like that. And now we have our little guy like this. So we have got this. Okay, let's just stop and regroup. I am missing some pieces here. There we go. We'll get rid of that. So this is going to go on here, but we have some of the popcorn, which I had right here just a moment ago. Well, this is crazy. Oh, I see them on the floor, and I can only see one. We're going to cut some more, so we'll just, that's garbage. I'm going to use that in a minute. Bring this back in again. We've got this. Oh, I found two of the straight. So we've got these two. Let's bring in our dies. So we've got this one, we've got this one, we just need this one. Okay. Run it through. And then I like to use this little hook is just fabulous. Well, and is this. These are the some extra accessories you can get for your take your pick tool, and they are fabulous. So we've got these three, and we had the word pop, and I thought that would be super to put on here because it really fits with popcorn, right? So we're going to do that. Let's see how many more things I can do the hard way today. Oh, I didn't want to say anything till I was done. There we go. Got those done. So now we just need to assemble things. We're going to cut out the word butter. The rest we don't need, but we do need the word butter. And I'll show you why. I'm just going to freehand cut it. Loop-de-loo round. Like that. And we're going to put that in the middle here just to add a little bit more interest. So we'll put some dimensionals behind that. I'm going to use minis. You could cut your regulars in half if you wanted to. Just wanted to make sure that the dimensionals don't show. So there we go. So this is one way of adding interest, is stamping one of the words over again and then adding the dimension. Now I could put this on with dimensionals, but I thought, wouldn't it be fun if it wobbled? So, I don't know, about a year ago, I showed you how to make the wobbles, and I'll put the link in the description. But you can also buy wobbles online if you just put wobbles in. I think that's what will do it. So I thought that would be fun. So I'm going to put some adhesive on here and put it on the back of this little guy, and then let it dry for a minute. And while that's drying, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of the popcorn. So we'll put one here, and one here. So this actually would make a great guy's card. It could be good for so many different things. Let's see, let's put one here. And I'm not pushing it down till I'm happy with where they are. One here. And one here. But again, I'm going to wait till I glue this little guy down. Put some adhesive on this side now. And let's put him here. Hold it just for a second. I could have used glue dots if I wanted to as well, but this will be good. And let's see, let's just adjust that. And like that, we have this super little guy. Isn't that fun? Now we just need to put him on the belly band. Now this would go cute on a card too. You could always adjust it. We're going to put it on here. And just because it's all bumpy, I am going to actually figure out where it's going to go. So it's going to go about there, and I'm going to put liquid glue in here. You could also use dimensionals, but that is bumpy. You need something that's pretty strong. So I'm going to put it like that. And as I told my team members the other day when they received these, they could take this belly band off and turn it into a card easily enough. So there you have it. There it is. And here is one of the other versions as well. Just so much fun to have that. You could add some Wink of Stella or whatever, but I think it's just cute the way it is. So there's how to do some cute packaging with the popcorn, the Poppin By bundle. So let's take a look at that name again. So if you can't find it, just go to my website, and in the search engine, in that little where it says search, just put popcorn or poppin and it'll come up. All right. So that's how you find it. Let's look at a couple of other samples. So I made another card with using the film strip as well. I just kept, now the film strip is just one, but when you put them side by side, they look like that. And so there you go. He would have looked cute on a wobble too. So there's that one there. And then this is a fun fold, and it kind of pops up so it fits with that. So there are just a few ideas of this. There's tons you can do. If you go to Pinterest and do a popcorn themed party, you will find tons of, like, you can do a popcorn, and instead of an ice cream bar, a popcorn bar. You can do all kinds of different things, and this bundle would be the perfect thing to work with for doing that. So I hope you have some fun with this. Let me know what you think, and thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.